Looks like we're set here. Trying something new tonight in case you guys can't tell. So I have one of the biggest problems I've had with these chats prior is that I would usually sit right over there by the fire and I would do it solely with my mobile phone, and that got a little annoying. It was just very uncomfortable, so I figured I would go ahead and move it up here to the bar so that I can actually, sit up straight for once instead of crouching down here on this bag, so I can be a little more comfortable. I can, concentrate more on delivering the message than getting situated. So that's the whole thing tonight. So um, I'm actually pretty excited about this too because I don't have to be up on the phone putting my finger over there. I know that gets pretty annoying. So I'm sure you get it. What's up, guys? How you doing? So we'll wait a minute or two for people to get situated. Let everybody come in here, and then we'll get started. Sound good? So it looks like everybody's fleeing in here. Let's go ahead and read the messages. How you doing, Larry? How you doing, Fliss Pips? How do I pronounce your name? John Falcon, how you doing? Falcon. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Um, Nathan Robbins, how you doing? Bill, how you doing? The Launch Stripes. GV, how you doing? Nathan. So yeah, it looks like a full house tonight. Anyway, so let's get into it. What's going on, guys? I'm Jake the Lawn Kid. Welcome back to another episode of Lawn Fires, where the fires are hot, the lawns are green, and the questions are engaging. So, for those of you guys who are new to this, this is a live stream that I do every Friday where I take your frequently asked lawn questions throughout the week that you leave here on the stream, and I answer them for you. So, I'm pretty excited about this. It's a great way to bring the engagement level up in the community, which has been a big priority for me this year. Was not only making more content and developing more consistency, but also to engage with you, the followers. I can't forget about that. So I think I'm really gonna like this setup tonight. I'd show you my cat's right here by the fire. Every time I have a fire, he comes out and just chills. So, real quick, let me adjust the fire, and then we'll get into it. Really excited to try something new tonight. Turn that around here. Yeah, luckily I had some wood left over from last week. It's been really snowy and wet over here, and because of that, dry wood has been very rare. It's still a little wet, but it's looking good. We're gonna get into it. All right. Is the wood drier this week? Yes, I actually, like I just mentioned, I have a little bit of I have a dryer patch left from the last fire I had, and in addition to that, I got a little bit of wood from the outside, so it is a little wet. But luckily, I had enough dry wood to make a kindling and get the fire going. So, yeah, it's definitely roaring tonight. Let me make sure. Is it true that if you can't push your finger through the dirt up to your knuckle, it's compacted? I'm not so sure on that. I'll have to do some tests with that this year because our project lawn, we have some sections that are project lawn, the one me and Alan are doing, that are very because if you don't remember, we actually sectioned the lawn off, so we have a good half of it that we didn't do because of construction that's going to be happening. So we're going to be messing with that very soon. What do you recommend for a pre-emergent for Kentucky bluegrass? Same thing I recommend on the channel, especially in the early season. Once we get out of winter here and soil temps come up to 55, that's going to be our good old friend prodiamine. And then following up sometime in mid-May with dithiopyr to give us more coverage going on into the later season. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, I think prodiamine is better early season control because of the sticking agent it has. It's more resilient to the heavy rains we get. And dithiopyr, I recommend that for later season control because with dithiopyr, it allows you to get some post-emergence on early crabgrass. So that's a bonus there. So one of the biggest questions I get as well is, okay, well, if I choose one or the other, how am I going to be able to stay within the yearly maximum? Because I do recommend 3 applications a year. Well, what I recommend you do is that you use them synergistically. For instance, prodiamine in the spring, first step dithiopyr sometime in mid-May to keep that barrier, and then once we get to fall time, if you do not plan on aerating or overseeding, so those of you who are aerating and overseeding, you can skip this one, you'll be fine. But if you have a really bad problem of POA, then that would be a great time to skip the seed and put down a pre-emergent to hedge against any POA problems that you have. So it's all about really the severity of the problem, and what's worse. That's what you have to worry about. Random question: how tall are you? Not very tall, about 5'8". Cat never comes out here. It's when I have a fire. It comes out. Anyway. Let's put it there. I lost myself. Just give me 1 second. Oh yeah, I just read that. I see it's still daylight by you. Yeah, it is. We're coming out of that winter solstice, so. Getting yourself hooked up with the next deal Al's doing. In fact, I actually have some announcements on that coming very soon, so stay tuned for that. How often should I mechanically aerate? Once or twice a season. I live in the Northeast. Well, it's not. Wait, let me just make sure. How often should I aerate? Well, for those of you guys who are using the liquid aerate from the next line, a lot of you guys are still a little skeptical about that, and you think that you actually have to use. What's up, dude? Hey. Look. Watch. Claire. Claire. What's up, dude? Oh. Sorry, I clawed you. Come here, dude. Come here, buddy. What's up, dude? Alright, anyway. Back to the question. So I know a lot of you guys are skeptical about that. Really, it's all about which one do you want to do. You can either do one or the other, or you can do them both. It's not going to hurt the lawn. But as far as to answer your question, how often? Once a year, and I recommend you do that in the fall so that we can establish a good footing for the seed that we're going to be growing to thicken up the lawn and add in some other cultivars. Hey Jake, big fan. Can I ask you why there's no drywall on your ceiling? Always wondered. Yeah, well, my dad's a pretty busy guy. He has to deal with me and my sister, so that kind of takes away from his time to finish projects like around the house. So I'm sure you can relate. But honestly, I don't mind it. I like it. It's kind of a manly feel down here. Hey Jake, I think I remember you saying both prodiamine and dimension for pre-emergent. Could you elaborate on the timing? Yes. So prodiamine, we want to get that down first in the spring when soil temperatures hit 55 degrees. I know this is going to be tough for a lot of you guys because with the weather we're having now, global warming nonsense, we're getting all of these fluctuating temperatures up and down, and a lot of times we're going to get a few days here in January or February, for instance, where the temperatures are going to be skyrocketing, and because of that, obviously the the soil temps are going to rise in response. So you have to deal with a little bit of fluctuation there. So there might be a chance that you might have some crabgrass germinate in the spring, but um, just get that pre-emergent down in the spring, because while you may not be able to get all of it, you'll be able to get a majority of it before it gets really bad. And then, of course, if it gets to extreme measures, you can take care of it with a post-emergent. Anyway, so let me get back to what I was saying here. So the dithiopyr, you definitely want to get that down sometime in mid-May for you. It varies on where you live, but again, I recommend you get that down in mid-May, because the prodiamine is going to last about a good 2 to 3 months. So to make sure that we continue on with that coverage, it's a good idea to get that down in mid-May. And then, like I said, if you don't plan on aeration and overseeding, that same day I recommend putting down your application of dithiopyr. So that would have to be sometime in September or October, depending on the temperatures. So I'd want to get that down. Soil temps at 50 degrees. Everything good?
Yeah. Is this your gas stuff?
Yeah. What do your neighbors think when we totally dominate them? They're totally jealous. Um, when would you start killing winter weeds, and what product would you use? Well, I know a lot of you were asking me about this on my project lawn, because that's one problem that we did have to fight with, because the lawn wasn't very thick to begin with. So as far as controlling the weeds that are there now, we're just going to continue using our typical three-way, especially if it's our typical broadleaf weed like clover, or if we're dealing with a little bit of grassy weeds like crabgrass that aren't that mature yet. We can get out there with our three-way 2,4-D dicamba, conclorac, and take care of all of that. So anything over the counter with those three active ingredients, 2,4-D, dicamba, conclorac, will be just fine. Hey Jake, what's good? Hope you're staying warm. Thank you, David. I appreciate it. Lambert 1702. Does anyone grow Bermuda or zoysia in your area? Not that I know of. Ryan, what's up, brother? Thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate it. And I don't have an official laptop yet. This is my dad's iPad with a keyboard on it, but it's going to do the job for now. He's been nice enough to let me borrow it for an hour every weekend, or however long I sit down here, because honestly, he really doesn't use it, so I can't complain. I actually like this setup, because now I can actually leave you guys some links. So if you guys need me to link it, anything, a video, I'd be more than happy to do that, because I have the setup to do it. Caesar Cruz, today my soil temps hit 56 degrees. Been out in the lawn all day. Keep up the great work and info. Have a wonderful weekend. From your friends out in South Texas, the go-to guys, lawn care services. Thank you very much, Caesar. I appreciate that. Diamond Turf, are you going to do any real mowing in the future? Not coming up. Not this year. I don't have that in the works yet, but maybe eventually, if an opportunity presents itself to me, I'd be more than happy to do it. But I just don't have the resources to do it right now. I kind of want to work with the 3 to 4 inch patch of lawn that I have right now, see what I can do with it at those cutting heights, because obviously that's what I've recommended for years. So to start real mowing, that's a whole nother field that I'll have to explore. But yeah, as far as my home lawn, not anytime soon. I mean, if Connor Ward wants to invite me over to his house, maybe, but great to see you again, Jake. Thank you very much, Silver Kimball. A's Lawn Landscape, what's up, brother? Thank you very much for tuning in. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the chat. Patrick, what's up? How you doing? From Georgia. Aaron Baker, hey Jake, is your landscape company insured? And what do you think about it? Can you, oh, sorry, I meant, is your landscape company insured? No, Well, I'm not legit yet, okay? I'm still in the startup stage. I'm cutting 12 yards down the street. So that's going to be the goal this year is growing the business now that I have a truck and a trailer, hopefully increasing route density and definitely, expanding out to some wider areas. So to answer your question, I'm not that legit yet. I literally just got out of last season. I literally finished up last season with the John Deere with a John Deere mower and then the wagon that I tow with the John Deere. So yeah, this is going to be a big year for that. Um, if your grass is thick enough, should you really need to worry about pre-emergent? Well, no. In fact, pre-emergent's not something you have to do every year till the end of time because what I want you to remember is that eventually, like John Perry talks about, once we start to build that soil and thicken up our lawn and keep that crabgrass out, eventually we won't have to do it. Now, that also comes to say that after a couple of years of putting down a pre-emergent and making sure that you have full on coverage year round properly, then eventually you won't need it because what you're doing is you're getting that pre-emergent down in the spring. You're pushing growth by fertilizing regularly, again, being very smart about it. And then another thing you're doing is you're also, I'll have to look at that. What's going on with the video tonight? That's weird. Anyway, as I was saying, and then once we get to fall, that's when we put in more cultivars, like when we aerate and seed, because that's essentially what we're doing is we're putting in more cultivars to thicken up the lawn, to kind of help it culturally outgrow those problem weeds. So eventually, you might not need a preventative. Got my green punch today. Looking forward to seeing the results. Awesome, Patrick. Send me some photos. Mark McCoy, was it painful to see LCN's old lawn fall apart? Yeah, it was at first, but it was an opportunity for me, the student, to become the master, so I can't really complain. Um, Elbez 1977. Did I win the gas can yet? Yeah. So about that, what a lot of you who commented on that video, by the way, thank you very much for the support. I really appreciate it, and it's just my way of giving back to you, the community. So what we're going to do is February 10th, the day that I announce the winner. I'm going to run all the comments. Everybody who wanted the gas can, I'm going to run you through a random generator, and whoever is picked, that's going to be the winner. And then what I want to do, and I should have mentioned this in the video, and I'm probably going to have to talk to Trent about it, is I think instead of shipping the gas can directly to you, I'm going to have it shipped here, so then that way, Silverback and myself can give you, an autograph to go along with the gas can, just as a little incentive for saying thank you for the support and everything, and then we'll go ahead and ship it off to you. So, ship it off to you. Hmm. Where's your dinner? Did you eat earlier? Yes, I did. I had grilled cheese and ham, and yeah, I'm just don't have dinner tonight. Kylis, planted, planted a new lawn in fall. We've been having extreme below zero temps, and I'm wondering that. Planted a new lawn in the fall. We've been having extreme below zero temperatures, and I'm wondering if that helps it build having a tough first winter. Yeah, in fact, I'm not really sure about that, but if you watch Stan Genetic, I believe he talked about how when you sod in the cold weather, it'll kind of allow the snow to melt on top of it and water it so that it develops roots. That off the top of my head from Stan Genetic, I'm not sure on that. I'll have to double check. Um, I'm not really sure on that. Thomas Reyes, what are your feelings on natural adjuvant? I'm not sure. I haven't tried it. A's Lawn and Landscape. Jake, I'm doing a live stream right after you on my channel. I'm at 99 subs now. That's awesome, dude. Keep hustling. You'll get there. Lambert 1702. Jake, LCN has next custom packs available now. You can pick custom backs of any 4 gallon. What would you pick? I always get these questions and it's tough. Like I answered last week, I believe it was Green Punch, but they're all really good products. But if there was one that I could pick, it would definitely have to be Humic 12, Aerate, RGS, and Microgreen. The biostimulant pack, if you will. Those are the ones that are going to help you maintain the soil. The aerate will kind of help build the topsoil for you, and then we have the RGS to help push the roots down into that soil that you've just created. And then we also have the Humic 12 to help enhance nutrient availability. And lastly, we have the microgreen, which will give us a dose of the micros, which is very important if you plan on spoon feeding your lawn. It's a good idea to give it a small dose of everything else and balance it out, than to hammer it with NPK, which we've been doing for years. So if I were to pick any pack, it would have to be the biostimulant pack. By far, my favorite pack. Hmm. Mark McCoy, I overseeded with KBG in the back this fall. Can I expect to see some new germination this year? Didn't notice this past year. I'm not sure about that. You might have been lucky because if you didn't have germination now, you might have done what's called dormant seeding, where it might not germinate now, but it will in the spring. Now, keep in mind, in conjunction with that, if you've had a crabgrass problem, you'll have to treat that too. So the best product for that again is our old friend Tenacity, aka Metzotrione. You can find it in the Scott's product that I talked about. In fact, hold on a second. Let me go ahead and pull it up here real quick so that I can link it to you. In fact, hang on. This is a first for me too. Unless Ryan wants to link it. What do you think, Ryan? Ryan, if you're still here, do you want to link it, or if I have a link, should I leave it to them? I'm new to this, but let me see here. Let me just pull this up real quick. I'll get you a good deal too. Here we go. Right here. One second. Just give me a second. There we go. I linked that to, what's his name? Oh yeah, Mark McCoy. I linked that to you, buddy. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see here. Where was I? Oh yeah. Show us the polar vortex. I'm not sure if I can do that because of the setup here. Last time I tried to take the camera mobile, I lost you guys, and I don't want to do that tonight, so. I'm going to play it safe.
Fire's going out.
Is it? Oh, shoot. One second. Just a second. All right. What we got here? Hey everyone, need to go give A's Lawn Landscaping some love. Subscribe to this channel. He's doing a great job. Yes, Ben Hicks, thank you very much for that. Good kid there. Will stuff instantly freeze outside? That's how it was all week. We were below zero, so it was kind of like that for a while. But I'm not sure. I mean, it is 5 degrees outside right now, so probably. Just pause this. This is distracting. I tried to read the comments and watch the stream from here. It's not working. Anyway. Oh, what happened there? Oh, sorry about that, Lawn Guardian. Moderation problems there. Sorry about that. By the way, I know the camera looks kind of funky tonight. What's going on with that? I'm not sure. Yeah, sorry. Hey, I just want to apologize for all the delays, everybody. I'm getting used to this new setup here, so just bear with me. All right, I'm not gonna let you guys down. I'm here for one reason and one reason only, and that is to deliver you guys some content. Here we go. Hey Jake, it's Storma from Montreal, Quebec. What's up, dude? How you doing? Grant Luton. What exactly do you want to do as a career when older? Well, I do want to continue building my lawn care business, so I want to stay in the lawn care field. I love it so much. I love nothing more than talking about grass. In addition, I want to grow my YouTube channel to a point where eventually later on in my life I could do this full time, because I love nothing more than this. Gamer friends, A's Landscaping, I was your 100th subscriber. That's cool, bro. Jim Scott. Some odd names, man. Sorry about that. Terrible at names. I had loads of seed left over with a few small thin areas I seeded during the snow yesterday. Do you think that was a silly move? Well, if you get some germination in the spring, it might not have been a silly move. I mean, I guess it might work, because if you were able to get it under the snow, which from what it sounds like in the comment, it sounds like you threw it on top of the snow. I'm not sure if it'll work, but if you were able to work it in there, there might be a chance that once the snow melts, the snow will kind of help water it in a little bit, so then that way you can get some germination in the spring. AKA, that's called, by the way, for those of you who are wondering, that's called dormant seeding, by the way, seeding right before the snowstorm, so that seeding right before a snowstorm, allowing the snow to cover the seed, and then once springtime comes, the snow melts and waters the seed in. But then again, I don't recommend it because you have to deal with crabgrass growing synergistically with it, and then you have to go to alternatives like methotrone, and that's just not something I want to do. It's not a risk I'm willing to take. I mean, you could do whatever you want. It's all up to you. Remember, it's grass, so if you screw up, you could start over. But it's just not something I would do. I'd keep it simple, one or the other. So once again, the only time you're ever going to see me seeding is in the fall, and then the only time you're going to see me putting down pre-emergence is going to be in the early and mid to late spring. That's it. Hey Jake, I'm live tonight 10:35, and I'm only at 34 subscribers. Yeah, I'll tune in and say, hey, what's up? Jake, I like your work with what you have style and your honest passion. I'm sure you will have success. Kenneth from Norway. Thank you so much, Kenneth. That means a lot to me. I'm trying to build upon that, as I know that's a common problem I deal with here in this generation. Nobody knows how to work with what they got, so I'll take that as a compliment. Uh, A's Lawn and Landscaping. Got the soil activator bundle form from the Next Products. Can't wait to use it. Dude, I'm telling you, you're going to get really good results with that product. So what I recommend you do in the springtime is definitely get down. Start off with an application of aerate and RGS, all right? Because the idea is we want to aerate the soil, push some root growth. And then maybe a couple weeks later, once the temperatures start coming up, microbial activity is going to be going crazy in the soil. That'll be a great time to put down the dethatch to help digest that thatch, put it back into the soil, and act as a food source for that plant. Carbon X has RGS. Would that enable you to not use it and get dethatch? Yes. Now that doesn't. Now I know that because of this RGS combination with Carbon X, it's probably going to become a little redundant. But there might be times where we're going to want to use RGS by itself. So definitely don't take RGS out of your program. You might want to get a single jug of that because you'll never know when you'll need it. Trust me on that. Plus RGS, that's like the super juice of everything. It just like that's the number one. That and Humic 12. I gotta tell you, I'm very comfortable tonight. I love this. Anyway, let's you should look. Oh, dude, this is actually a pretty good idea because, like I said, the engagement's awesome. SFL spotter, you should look into setting up a call-in line. I think that would be pretty cool. Not now, but definitely in the future when this show gets bigger. If it gets bigger. um, hey Jake, I have a few holes in my front yard from where trees were cut down and another big area was used. Another big area that was used as a rock garden where it's below the surface and other parts of the yard. Yeah, in fact, I actually used to have a tree right here by the foundation of my house. Don't remember what type it was, but we've had it for a good 13, 14 years. It had a good run, but it finally got to a point where it was really starting to grow into the foundation of the house. So what we did is we ended up cutting it down and we had to grind the stump out of the ground. That's how bad it was. And then from there, what I did is I took surplus dirt from behind my house and I kind of filled that in, as well as some areas around my house that are starting to seep in because of no landscape beds or anything. I just take excess dirt from behind the house and kind of start, building up that slope to keep water away from the house. Makes sense? All right, let's keep on moving here. What do you recommend to fill it? What do you recommend to fill it and plant seed? I have heard of topsoil is no good and causes weeds. Well, here's what I recommend you do. So if you want to seed it in the spring, that's fine. Just keep in mind that's going to change the way that you're able to prevent crabgrass. You're either not going to be able to do it, or you can use an alternative like Metzotrione, aka Tenacity. I believe I linked it here in the chat. Let me go ahead and copy that. No, I believe I linked to it here in the chat. So Metzotrione, that's the active ingredient we want, aka Tenacity, and that'll kind of help treat crabgrass in conjunction with your seeding that you're doing in the spring. Now, once again, I don't recommend you do that. Just too much hassle. Not willing to do that. Man, that wood is wet. So anyway, back to the question. I know I get a little too out of the way with these things. Definitely fertilize like normal. Make sure you're mowing frequently, every twice to three times a week, or if you're like me, every 2 days after work. That's how I do it. And just fertilize, mow like normal, and then once we get to the fall, that's what I would start thinking about seeding. That's how I would do it, just to stay safe. Mm. Do you know anything about how snow causing the pH in the soil, more rain due to pollution in the air? No, I haven't. But the only thing I do know about snow at the moment is that when it's intertwined with road salt and it gets on your lawn, that can throw off the pH and create all sorts of problems with nutrient flow. So I would definitely be aware of that. I actually mentioned it in a video here a couple weeks ago. Let me go ahead and link it. Let me go ahead and link it to you, Long Guardian. Actually, I'm sure you saw it because you watch the videos. I know that. What I talked about was how road salt can actually throw off the soil pH and screw up nutrient flow. So what I recommend you do to solve that problem in the spring, or at least minimize the damage, is to definitely dilute it with as much water as possible. So the snow melting and the spring rains will help, but to kind of add on as a little assistance or a little boost, I would definitely consider irrigating heavy in the spring. Once again, 2 to 3 times a week, half inch each time. Water that stuff down. Dilute it as much as you can. Mm. I'm comparing acidic rain and snow. No, I've been Long Guardian. I haven't heard of that. I'll have to read up on that. Would you ever grow bent grass? Not sure. I've never tried it, but from what I hear, it's probably a good grass on golf courses. So that's probably why I wouldn't grow it. I actually have little bits of it that show up in lawns, but yeah, as far as if I would grow it or not, if I decided to mow low, maybe, but I've never grown it before, so I don't know. So I can't give you a solid thing on that. Rashid, what was the model of that Craftsman snowblower you used? I'm not sure. I'll have to check. I gotta check on that. Craftsman 24-inch dual stage. That's all I can tell you right now, off the top of my head. Craftsman 600 lows for about 600. Yeah, it's a good one. Oh, tired. Freaking winter, dude. Jason Makins. A little off topic. On average, how long does it take you to edit one of your videos? Glad you asked. Sometimes it takes me around 6 to 8 hours because just a lot of creativity and planning that goes into it. The lawn kid. Hey Jake, is it okay to mow wet grass? Because it was raining yesterday and my lawn looks like a jungle. Yes, but what I recommend you do is, because the grass is wet, jack your mower all the way up to the top and put your bag on there to avoid clumping. Because the idea is we want to cut off, at this time we don't want to cut off a lot of leaf blade surface. We want to keep it very minimal. And in addition to that, we don't want to mulch the clippings back in because all it's going to do is clump, and clumpings will cause problems in the long term. So definitely make sure that you bag your clippings at this time. That's the only time I would recommend you bag, along with fungal problems like brown patch. So that's it. Anything else, you're mulching all the time. Duke a boy. I live in New Jersey. What month would you start using Next products? Plan on using Humic, Aerate, RGS, and Micro. Um, Same time I put my pre-emergent out. Once the soil temps reach a certain point, 55 degrees, then that's a great time to do it. Now, to preface that point, what I'm talking about, when I say hitting 55 degrees, I don't mean here in January where it hits 55 for one day and it comes down. I mean, look for a time where the soil temperatures come into 55 and they start to fluctuate around that range. And again, make sure the fluctuation is very low. So we're talking 60, 50, 40, anything like that. Once the soil's soft and malleable, you'll be fine. And once they're fluctuating around that 55 degree mark, then you know you're good to go. Are you and LCN still doing the lawn renovation at your buddy's house? Haven't seen much of that. Yes, that'll be starting up here in the spring, so stay tuned for that. Dennis Sarkit. Like the new setup, it's 18 degrees in Pennsylvania, going to be 60 on Monday. This weather is nuts. I know, man. I guess that's all part of the polar vortex we've been reading about. I'll tell you what I'm really hoping, though. I'm hoping that the weather isn't that bad because I really want to go to Orlando in 3 weeks. I'm just hoping the weather doesn't ruin that trip. Are you going to open up a shop like LCN and GCI? I hope to this year. I don't have all the details in line yet, but we're getting that worked out. So once I have the details worked out, we will get that working. Oh, hey Cody, what's going on? I can't answer you right now. I'm on my phone. So yeah, I plan on opening up that shop one day very soon. And when I do, stay tuned for that. The Lawn Guardian, A's Lawn Landscaping, you're at 101 subs. Awesome job. Thank you very much for the encouragement, Ben. I appreciate that. Glad that we could help out small kids in the community. The Lawn Kid, Jake, I'm going to make a video on my Ryobi 2-stroke blower at 5:30 when all the rain dries up. Hope you'll see it. Yes, man, I'll definitely check that out. Once again, all about being involved in the community here. I freaking love it. Let's see. Where were you?
Are you done?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm still going.
Well,
Oh, yeah. Silverback's walking in. Hey, Dad.
well,
You know that giveaway I'm doing with the gas can?
yeah.
How about instead of shipping it to the winner directly, we ship it here and we autograph it?
That's fine.
Let's do it.
You want to do it?
Yeah. He's all in. We're doing it. What's up, Cody? How you doing? Yeah, it's Gore-Tex. That's my buddy Cody. Lawn Guardian Jake, I think you're helping inspiring a lot of these young kids to start their own businesses and YouTube channels. So awesome. Yes, that's what it's all about. Yeah, hold on one second. We're going to remove that. Sorry, buddy. Man, where's Connor Ward at? He's usually all over these chats tonight.
Dad, what kind of color? Do you know why it's still light outside?
No,
This is so weird.
we're coming out of the winter solstice.
Already?
Yeah,
It's February.
exactly. Spring's in March. You know the spring equinox?
I didn't even know that. I got out of practice and I was looking at the sky and I was like, what the?
How am I the only one who has a sense of that? Like, I know that we're coming out of the winter. Rash Seed, some of the other guys doing live sessions in this community really screw them up. Yours is great. You are relaxed and unscripted. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Again, that's what it's all about here, is just relaxing. So yeah, Cody, when are you, Cody, while you're in here, when are you gonna stop watching PewDiePie loop for 5 hours and come over here and hang out, man? Seriously. Man, this wood is so wet tonight.
This is so good.
Would you look at that? That's so fun for me. I had to do what I could back there. You don't stop mocking you. uh, hold on. I'm gonna come on one of these live streams, bud. Yeah, man. We got a little collaboration we're gonna do very soon, buddy. You tell me the date and we'll do it. Cody. John Kane the third. What's up, Jake? I'm late to the party. All good, man. There's no time limit. We might even stick around longer because I like that. You know, there's just no particular reason. I just do this because I want to. You know. Sounds like something Pete from GCI would say. I don't want. You know, I don't have a reason for this. I just do it because I want to. Alexander, I'm about to take care of my aunt's lawn in New York. Half the front yard is thick and dense Bermuda. Huh? Under full sun, and the other half is dead grass, dirt, under shed. Listen, if you live in New York, there's no way you have Bermuda grass. Just saying. All right? It's either bluegrass, ryegrass, or fescue. I don't know about fescue in New York, but definitely rye and bluegrass. I highly doubt because you live in a cool season zone. Now I get you might have a unique situation. I'm not doubting you. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I've never heard of a Bermuda lawn in New York City. I mean, if that I'm surprised because with how cold it gets in New York, I just don't see it happening. So it's either ryegrass or bluegrass, and that shade area you're talking about, yeah, that's a common area problem you have to deal with under trees. So what I recommend you do for that to compensate is probably just landscape that area, put in some hostas. Hostas will do really good in the shade. Other than that, you'll be fine. With all the questions, you need a secretary to help you out. Yeah, I do. Like I said, this is the starting days. This is the startup day. Let me retract that. Weasley Patrick, if you only had money for one of the next products, what would you get? Humic 12. Because, like I've said, humic is really the base of all of these products, right? So when you keep hitting your lawn with humic acid, all you're going to do is build that soil, help, release all those bound up nutrients, help them get into the roots, push the roots deeper, build the soil, because once again, it's all in the soil, and humic is a big part of that. So if I had to choose one, humic. And then, of course, I would use it in conjunction with nitrogen. Very low amounts of nitrogen, by the way, and the micronutrients. So that's a good combination right there. Very low fertility program. That's what I'm all about this year. Yeah, RGS too. RGS is pretty good. Like RGS is kind of the leader of the pack. I guess would be the best way to say it. But yeah, Humic 12. I have to say Humic 12. Just saw that they're having a sale through February on the next products. Yes, yeah. Where did you hear that? I believe it's on the DIY websites, GCI LCN. Can you shout out to Kai, the guy, and Jet the man, two young fans of yours? How you doing, Kai and Jet? How you doing? Thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate your support. I bet your sister was nice to you when she's hitting you up for cash. No, not really. I don't give her cash. She wants something, she's got to work for it, man. Jason Macon, what the next products? Do you water them in after applying? Just bought the biostimulant pack and the seeding overseeding pack from LCN. Well, it depends on what you're putting down, right? So products like the Humic 12, the Aerate, The RGS, those are more geared towards the soil, not so much the color of the lawn. Whereas the standalone fertilizers like Green Effect and Microgreen, those are aimed more at the foliar and the soil too, but mostly the foliar. So if you're looking for if you're looking to get the product into the soil, then you definitely want to water it in. Whereas if you're using the foliar products like the Green Effect and the Microgreen, those products you don't want to water for a good 24 hours. You want to let them get into the leaves of the plant so that they can give you that nice double dark color that we talk about. And what else? So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now the Green Punch, you want to water that in no matter what because that product contains so much nitrogen that if you put it down without water dilution, hence the reason I talk about using a hose end sprayer, it will burn your lawn. So when in doubt, definitely water it in good 10 minutes to make sure that it's diluted and in the soil because regardless of what you do with that product, it's not only going to feed down, but it's also going to feed up into the foliar, which is a really, good advantage with liquids. Hence the reason I like them so much. Um, Yo, Jake, say hi to my mom. What's up, Cody's mom? How you doing? I made her click on the stream. Well, here's how I look at it. She was kind enough to come in here and support me. So, Mrs. Urbanthic, if you're watching this, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Darren Kishner, we have Bermuda and Delaware and Pennsylvania. Really? Like once again, I'm a novice with warm season grasses. I'm not. I've never thought of that because the only thing I've been introduced to was the map. I thought maybe because you lived in the north, you had bluegrass and ryegrass, and then once you get into the transition zone, that's when you start to see more fescue, and then again the warm season grasses, and then the south all warm season grass. So I'm not really 100% sure on that one, but if it is, that's cool. You learn something new every day, right? The Striper Man. For people who want to know their soil temps and don't have a soil thermometer, can you Google soil temps for your area and we'll give you that day's temps? Yes, in fact, I have a good tool for you. Let me link it here to you, Darren Kishner. No, the Striper Man. Just link it to you. Yeah, like I said, I'm new to this. I should have a moderator, but I don't tonight. He's probably lurking around in here somewhere. Ryan. Don't pick on Ryan. Ryan's a good guy. He's done a lot for the live streams, and I appreciate his contributions. Let me get in here real quick. Oh yeah, www.greencastsoiltemperatures. Next Friday, I'm coming over and I'm going to be on the stream. Good luck, buddy. You don't even know the address yet. I'm just messing with you. You want to come over and hang out, you're more than welcome to. But no F-bombs, alright? Alright. I'm going to leave a link to this tool here for Striper Man. Once again, sorry about the slowness here, but we're making it work. You can grow zoysia in New Jersey. I have it in my backyard, so I would think Bermuda would grow too. You might be right. Like I said, I'm familiarizing myself with this. I'm actually very surprised because warm season grass in a cool season climate, very Yeah, Striper Man, I left you the link, buddy. I'm pretty sure it's Bermuda. My aunt has on Long Island. It's brown dormant now, but I'm told by others that it is Bermuda. I don't like it though. Would you recommend glyphosate or just live with it? Well, It might be bluegrass. In fact, hold on. What's your name? Alex N. Just go ahead and shoot me an email. Let me send you my email here. Alex N. Your name is okay. Just give me a second. Alex N. Buddy. There we go. So go ahead and email me there. I'd like to see pictures of this lawn. I guarantee, from what I'm guessing, it's probably dormant bluegrass. God, that fire is so dark. There we go. There we go. Now it's kind of starting back up. This wet wood is driving me nuts. All right, awesome, Alex, and email me, and I'd be happy to diagnose it. Like I said, it's probably just dormant bluegrass. Definitely send me some pictures if you have any of the lawn in its prime, green and whatnot. That way I can get a closer look at it, do some diagnostics, and then get back to you. Um, What do you think the high temps coming for us Monday and Tuesday and low will do to the lawn? Well, it's definitely going to melt the snow and it's going to make the soil temperatures go up, but not to a point where I believe we're going to deal with any crabgrass. Now, if it gets warmer, like they say, it's probably going to get up into the 50s, then we might have some germination. But my lawn, I really don't have a lot of crabgrass problems because I'm on top of it. My lawn is thick and green. And because of that, any problems that I have, it really, most of it culturally outgrows. But I do have some problems in there that I've dealt with. Like for one, Poa Anua, because I just don't like putting pre-emergence down in the fall, even though I tell you to do it. It's just not something I want to do because I want to see what I can do culturally to thicken it out. So, yeah. Yeah, Mike. That's a good note you made there. You can't glyphosate Bermuda when it's dormant. It has to be growing. That is true. Because if you try to do it when it's dead, you're not really good. Well, not dead, but dormant. But when you try to spray dormant grass, you're not really going to get that good of an end result out of it because you want it to be growing so that it can actively take in that chemical that you're putting in so that it'll kill the plant. Stay warm, guys. 7 degrees in Phoenix now. Yes, I will. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Lawn Guardian, gotta go, Jake. Have a great weekend. Thank you very much for tuning in, buddy. Your support is always needed. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Um, F. Jonasy. What's up, Jake? How you doing, buddy? Um, I Fitch. Late but here. What's up, JTLK? Stay warm, my friend. Temps reached 74 today and finally got down some sod and bad areas from last year. Prodiamine 2201 plus atrazine went down on the St. Augustine. Yeah, pretty good. Atrazine, from what I hear, it'll give you a very quick residual, but it'll definitely keep those weeds out. Any thoughts on gopher control? Um, Nothing I know. Nothing I know at the moment. You could set traps if you wanted to, and just for fun, if you'd like some more ideas, I recommend you watch the movie Caddyshack. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I don't really deal with that much stuff up here because again, suburban area. I don't have a lot of problems with that. And again, my lawn is green and healthy, so I don't deal with that problem. Now, for those of you guys who happen to have any problem areas in your lawn that are brown and thin or bare, then that's where the problems are going to start to kick in. But as far as what I recommend for it, I can't answer that for you right now because I just don't have that kind of experience up here. I had bought. I had a lot of rust last year at the end of summer. Yeah, in fact, one thing I've actually talked about when it comes to lawn rust is definitely getting down a fungicide, or B, hammering it with nitrogen. Now that goes against everything I've been talking about so far into the series about low nitrogen inputs. But to compensate for that problem, if you're not willing to put down a fungicide, you definitely want to put down a little more nitrogen than normal to help the problem outgrow itself. Because that's the common problem is lack of nitrogen, especially in the summer. So once again, if you can, I would recommend the fungicide to maintain that low nitrogen. But if you can't find a good quality fungicide or you can't afford it, then definitely go with something like Scott's Step 3. It's a little synthetic boost of nitrogen. That's what you want. Water it in, and then eventually the problem will wear off. It'll outgrow. Any stickers in the future that would go on vehicle windows? Yes, hopefully. I mean, nothing in the works just yet, but that's something that I've always wanted to do. All right. Anything else? We can keep going a little longer if you want. I know I said the limit is 5 to 6, but that's the minimum. So we can go a little longer if you want. Have you had any experience with MPK Industries raw products? What do you mean specifically by that? Like, have I used just regular solid MPK, or is that a brand of products I've never heard of? I'm not really sure how to answer that. God, that wood is so wet. Let me go check on it while I'm waiting for more people. Yeah. Alrighty. They do raw products like nitrogen, kelp, yucca in pounder form. Can you make your own cocktail with it? Not sure. I've never had experience with it. Never used it, so I can't give you any insight there. Any strategy for take all root rot? Haven't really experienced that problem, so not at the moment. Again, I'm more focused on building the roots, so not really. Do you have any videos on nut sedge and how to control it? No, but there is a good product you can use. It's called Sedge Hammer. A lot of the pros in the industry use it. In fact, I will go ahead and link it here in the chat if I can. If I can't, I will link it to you in the comments once this live stream is over. So let me go ahead and link that to you right now. Yeah. No, it's not what I wanted to do. I'm not. Just give me a second. What's your name again? Yeah, Striper Man. I don't have any videos on Nutsedge at the moment, but I will be doing videos. But in the meantime, I will leave you with this product here. I just linked you to it. Striper Man. There you go, buddy. iFitch3224. Jim can't speak for Jake, but there are a few cocktails on the lawn forum with guys ordering raw and mixing their own. Yeah, in fact, I've heard about the lawn forum, and I believe I need to get involved in there and see what's going on. I've never checked it out. But I do get a little skeptical about those groups sometimes just because of all the adult drama that goes on in there. Don't want to be a part of that. Don't want to witness any of that, honestly. But I can't let that stop me from trying this. I have to. I want to get in there and see what's going on. So I assume you don't get any nutsedge. Well, I do have a couple areas, like this one bare spot right by the edge of my driveway that I showed you guys last year that I did the little seeding on. I don't know if you remember it, but I seeded that area over there, and because I watered it so much, I did have some nutsedge come into the grow. So that kind of was a give and take there, but I'm sure that with everything I do this year, that'll probably kind of help thicken up the grass, and then maybe one application or two of the sedge hammer. Put that down at labeled directions, by the way, and you should be just fine. And yeah, that should be all right. But again, the only time you're going to deal with it is in areas that hold a lot of water. You're missing out on the lawn forum and the discords. Yeah, I know. I've heard, like I said, the lawn forum. I need to check it out. But discords, is that new? I haven't heard a lot about it. Keneal01. Here in Norway, the selection of fertilizer are very limited. What products do you use and when? Organic 12-12, organic 21-4-8. Or synthetic 12-5-14. Well, again, it all depends on the situation. Like in the spring, when I'm looking for a very light nitrogen boost and the microbes in the soil aren't active yet, then that's where I'd want to use the synthetic at a very light rate. Again, the pounds will vary depending on the product, but make sure that you put it down half pound of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet at the minimum to give you some nitrogen to stimulate a little bit of growth in the spring. And as far as the organic products, those products you can use during the summer. Again, make sure that you stay within that half pound end range and you should be just fine. Or even better, if you want to back it down to a third pound, that's totally fine. Just make sure that you're putting that down in the peak of the year, which is going to be the summer, because that's when the microbial activity in the soil is going to be at its best. So make sure that you're putting down organic fertilizer at that time. And then your last application, that'll be your winterizer app to make sure that we get some nitrogen stabilized in the soil so that we can have that nice green lawn in the spring with little to no applications the following year. So you want to put that down as soon as you notice the lawn stops growing and right before it goes into dormancy. So right around the time soil temperatures linger around 40 degrees. Discord is the chat app we use for the lawn forum. Connor, Rhinor, and several TFs give each other. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Discord, it's called. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. I'd love to get on that. It sounds very fun. Scoto64. I reseeded with K bluegrass on my fescue yard, bare spots. I like the bluegrass look better. Will the bluegrass take over if I keep reseeding with it, or do I have to renovate the whole yard? No. In fact, if you have a good stand of turf, I recommend working with that. You see, there's no reason to kill off a good stand of turf when you can work with that. Like, again, what I want you to realize is that cool season folks, we have the advantage because all of our grass types look similar, that we can get away with 2 or 3 different grass types at once. In fact, that's what we're doing at the Project Lawn. We have a mixture of rye, bluegrass, fescue. We have all 3 grass types in there. So if you can, load it in with as many grass types as you can to kind of help, develop the lawn's tolerance, because you never know, one grass type might not be as tolerant as the other in a certain aspect. It might be foot traffic. It could be heat, it could be what fungus. It all depends. They're each genetically bred to do different things. Ronald D, keep up the great work. I'm in North Florida. I applied barricade on the 26th day of January. We are having some hot days. Soil temps were above 55 degrees. The other days, soil temps dropped to 33. Yeah, you're going to have that linger, but once again, as I've talked about in the past, I don't know if you've read it on a community post I did about a year ago. I actually put down my prodiamine, I think a little too early, and one thing that happened right after that is about a week or two later, we got slammed with so much rain, snow, and then it got a little cold. But if you're a little, if you're feeling a little unsure, do not apply again. We want to stay within the yearly maximum, and once again, you can only spread out a certain amount at a certain time. So if you've already put it down and you've had any problems, with temperatures going down, no need to reapply. Just wait till the next application and nail it then. And if you don't nail it then, there's always post-emergent options like conclorac. What are the best times to water your lawn? Well, really, once you notice it's starting to turn a tick gray, blue, brown, like that, you'll start to notice it, especially in the bluegrass. Once it starts to look a little blue, then that's a great time to start watering it. Like I said, once it starts looking steely, like kind of steel grayish kind of look compared to the wet spots, then you know it's a great time to water it. Once again, make sure that you're watering your lawn 3 times a week, half inch each time, so that's about an inch and a half a week. Hey Jake, do you have any experience using beneficial nematodes to control fleas? I'm considering them this year since we had an intermittent flea problem in the yard. Not very sure on that, but I'm sure the lawn chemist himself, Matt Martin, might be able to help you out there with that because, he's very smart when it comes to this stuff. I personally have not had that experience, so I cannot answer that for you. So we're just going to leave it there. Oh, yeah. What hours of the day? The mornings are the best time. Now, in the afternoon, if you can, on your off watering days or in your off watering time, definitely get out there and lightly water areas of the lawn just to kind of cool it off, like a 10-minute mist. But anyway, back to the real watering. Want to do it in the morning so that the water can get down into the root system, and anything that's left will kind of be dry, will kind of dry out from the sun. You don't want to water in the evening because, as I mentioned, if you live in a humid environment, especially in the summer, that's going to lead to fungal problems. So not something that you're going to want to do there. So definitely play it safe, water in the morning, you should be just fine. So as far as times, depending on the size of your yard, you want to start really early, like 4, 5, 6 a.m., and definitely finish them up around 10 a.m. at the latest. Um, Great. Second question. The day after application, it rained for 24 hours. And we got 3 inches of rain. Do you think the product got washed away? No, like I said, your product probably got watered in. Like I said, any help that Mother Nature gives you, consider it a good thing, right? Like, we're lucky that we even get that rain in the spring because once we get to the summer, we're begging for it. So just think of it as a good thing. And once again, if your product did wash away, which I guarantee a little bit of it did, just remember that there are so many chances throughout the year to eradicate the problem grasses like crabgrass through a later season pre-emergent as well as a post-emergent like conclorac. Will you consider testing and reviewing a battery run mower? Well, for my audience, mostly homeowners and small business owners, yes, for the homeowner side, I think that would be a great thing to do, make some more content. Um, I would like to do something with the Ego company. They're really dominating the battery powered market from what I've heard. And I would love to try something out of my yard. Ego. I'm not doing anything with them, so chill out, but I would like to. God, this fire's dead, dude. This wood is so wet, dude, it's not even real. Give me a minute, guys. I'll be right with you. Fire is freaking flat out. Whoa. Alright. Sorry for that. Alright, let's get back in here. Let me see where I was. Oh yeah. Skoda, will you consider test? Oh, I just read that one. Keneal 01, Jake here in Norway. It's impossible to rent a core aerator and have been looking for a manual one on eBay. I have passion and willing to spend a few to aerate my 300 square foot lawn. Is it worth buying? You know, if you want to, that's fine. But if you can, I definitely recommend you pick up the liquid aerate product from the Greene County Next line. It'll save you all that hassle. And if you have a very small lawn, which by what I'm reading here, 3,000 square feet, you put that product down from anywhere from 3 to 9 ounces per thousand, and you will be just fine. If I had my own link, I'd leave it to you, but I don't. I will soon, though. Stay tuned for that, by the way. Just a tip, I usually water around 2:30. My last zone finishes around 4:30. If people are watering correctly in the morning, in your city water, and not well. Yeah, that's pretty smart. The water pressure can drop due to usage, and you might not get full water pressure in the morning. Yes, makes sense. That's a great way to think about it as far as the water goes. Let's hold them up. There we go. Now we're caught up. Okay. What is your budget on firewood? Yeah, I know. Ever since I started this show, I've been having a fire every weekend, so this is definitely going to put a dent in the firewood for sure. Very soon, though, sometime here in February, we're going to be getting more wood. So this entire wall, by the way, that you see right here, this entire lower wall will be covered with wood very soon. It's just, Dad's been busy, my neighbor's been busy, and because of that, we haven't had time to go out to the tree farm yet. So we got to do that. Canal boating. Why don't you split your lawn in two, do a fair trial, one half treated with traditional products, a good horticultural practice, the other with Next, and a fair comparison throughout the season. Yes, I'm going to, in fact, I actually have a couple tests that I'm going to be doing in my back lawn for that. What I want to do is I want to do one half where I do, say, the green punch, the air raid, things like that, and on the other half I'm doing, Milorganite, ringer, lawn restore, things like that. Just regular three-way weed control, and just seeing how the products nourish the soil and seeing how it results in root growth and things like that. Either way, the entire lawn will get some sort of a boost in the spring, but stay tuned for those details coming very soon. What else we got here? Say hey to Joe and Alia who are watching in Fargo. Thank you guys. How you doing? Jake, opinion on your Cujo yardboard. Would you recommend them? Well, I've only had them for a couple months, but so far I love them. Now I haven't been able to wear them as lawn care shoes for quite a while now, but I have been wearing them out in the snow. Probably not the best shoes for that, but they are waterproof, so that is nice. Um, but yeah, I would recommend them if you're looking for a good pair of shoes. They're totally fine. Stay tuned for more reviews coming very soon on that, by the way. How's it going? How's it going, Jake? Derek from Comico, Indiana. How you doing, brother? Another Hoosier in the house. Awesome. Um, what else we got here? Thanks, Jake, for good answers. It's 1:20 a.m. here. Wow. Thanks for the dedication, brother. First off, I appreciate that. Um, Good answer. It's 1:28 in here, so it's time to hit the bed. Up skiing with the kids in a few hours. Have a great weekend. Thank you very much, Keneal. I appreciate your dedication, man. Thanks for tuning in. You probably covered this earlier. When will the project lawn restart? Very soon. We plan on starting spring break, so that'll be around the third week of March, and I think Alan's going to be doing a meetup up here too or something. I don't know the details yet, so don't get too excited, but we might be doing something along the lines of a meetup, so stay tuned. Um, Jake, I live by you, 219, represent. How do I fix a lawn that is made up of almost entirely weeds? Just weed killer and throw down seed with fert. Um, Here's what I recommend you do, Brian. So, um, if you have a lawn full of weeds, if it's 80% weeds, definitely see what you can do as far as spraying the weeds, and then in addition make sure that you're mowing and fertilizing regularly, so monthly with Milorganite or the GCF next products like green punch, things like that, and you should be just fine. Now, because I want you to remember that mowing stimulates growth and fertilizing properly will also stimulate growth and nourish the soil too, so doing that for quite some time can go quite a long way. And then once you get to fall, that would be the best time to consider aerating and overseeding. As I've talked about, it's a good idea to loosen the soil up and introduce some new cultivars in there to help, just build the lawn's resiliency, and also, make it thicker so that it can culturally outgrow any of the problems that we deal with. In this case, the weeds. A's Lawn and Landscaping. Well, Jake, my live stream failed because of I need to download an encoder. Well, you know what? Maybe I'll be able to help you with that because it took me a while to get this set up down to be able to schedule it and do it on my phone. So if you'd like to message me, I can probably help you a little bit with that because I know a little bit. Again, not all of it, but I do know a little bit. I might be able to get you on the right track. Um, Sounds good, Jake, but it seems your response, we're already sold on the next marketing hype. Yeah, I'm sold on the next. I'm telling you. You know what? You don't have to believe in it, but I believe in their product. They make a good product. It nourishes the soil. From what I've seen, it's definitely helping out with my root growth and things like that. But once again, if you don't believe in it, that's fine. Don't buy it, by all means. But if you do believe in it, I'm telling you, it's a really good product. I've seen drastic results this year. Canal, I've been using it for a year and a half, and you can see from my results in my lawn journal on the lawn forum, hype is real, brother. Rashid, how many of your fans were holding breath when Elsian said he was a special hit a special gas last summer. I know I was hoping it was you. I'm sure I wasn't alone. Yeah. Um, I'm not sure. I'm sure a lot of them were. I'm not. Again, I can't assume that. This fire's a disaster tonight, dude. It's burning low. At least it's still lit. Yes, A's Lawn and Landscaping. You can DM me later. We'll get that situated, brother. Tony Garrison, what mowing height would you recommend for spring, summer, and fall? Um, Again, in the spring, we're coming out of the spring, so we're going to be dealing with thatch and things like that. Again, I'm going to be treating that with the liquid product, but because we're coming out of the spring, I don't want to start mowing that tall yet. So about 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches. Yeah, that's the ideal cutting height for the spring. And then as we progress from there to the rest of the spring, sometime in late spring, when the lawn starts to look really green, definitely consider raising it up to 3 inches. And then once we get into the summer, then definitely consider raising it up to 3.5. Because the idea is, for those of you guys who are running a traditional lawn like me, not so much a short lawn like Connor, basically what we're trying to do is create a canopy to shade the soil and help retain moisture. Hold on. Hey, look who's here. My good old buddy Alan. How you doing, bro? Anything else here? Yeah, chat's pretty empty right now. I go through these pretty fast, I'll admit that. That's good, bro. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Longology. I'm hoping that we don't get snowed out. This polar vortex weather's been crazy. Fire's almost out. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. I hope it's all good. Like I said, I can't wait to go on this trip, brother. I'm really excited about it. Yeah, 55 next week, dude. I know it's gonna be warm here, and then before you know it, right back down to 20. So back to 2.5 inches in the fall. Well, you can continue cutting at 3.5 through the fall, but once we get to that last cut, that's when you want to consider backing it down slowly. Jake, will you do a live stream on February 22nd from Orlando? I've been thinking about it, like I've been talking to Alan about it. I mentioned it in last week's live stream, talking to Connor and Ryan, and they said they're all in to do it. But judging by the schedule, I don't know how we're going to do it. I would like. Al actually brought up a great idea. What we should do is we should leave the camera in one area and then just have one member at a time come up and answer a comment. Anything to bring the community together. I think we should do it. Charity mode time already? Yeah, we'll have to do something live. Now that I got the show going, show on the road, man, we got to do something live. Oh, you look at that. Al, Aiden says, what's up? Is Silverback going with you to Longology? Sadly, he's not. He has to travel for work himself, hence the reason he's not going with me. But I will be flying out there, so I'm really looking forward to it. Maybe the next one though, we'll have to get him out there because for those of you who don't know, my dad's in the pest control business. So I'm sure everybody down there would have fun with him because I know there's a lot going on with pest control in the lawn care industry. So yeah, we'll have to get him down there next year, and he'll definitely be at the GIE. So that's gonna be fun. All right. Well, like I said, I'm free all night. If anybody wants to stay on, I got no moderators, nobody to stay loyal to tonight. Jake, it's 10 degrees here in LI in my cold. I would love to see a live stream with Matt Martin, Ryan Nora, Alan Hain, Connor Ward, John Perry from Orlando. Yes, we'll make it happen somehow. We'll do something. And like I said, if we don't get something, which I guarantee we will try, because again, we're at a resort. I'm sure we'll be able to do it. I will take plenty of footage. I promise. It will happen. According to Alan, it will happen. So I guess we're good. Yeah, man, that dude, $102 for a 12-pack of Corona Lights? God. For a 12-pack of Corona Lights? $102? Yeah, I remember that. That was funny. That's funny. Fire's pretty much dead. I'm just gonna leave it. I've tried to salvage it all night. The wood's that wet. Yeah, definitely, Alan. When you're on live, stick with water. All right. Anything else? I hate when this happens. You know, I got good conversation going. I get to the bottom of the chat, it's just empty. What else? So yeah, I'm oh, here we go. LCM versus Jake Golfskin's game. Who takes it? Well, I used to play on the Junior Golf League. Al hasn't played golf in years, so I guarantee I have a chance. But he does come around there every now and then. Oh yeah. Ben the Long Guardian has a premiere coming up. I'm gonna hop over there. Have a good night, bro. Yeah, I might be getting off here soon as well because I want to support the community and get on that. Have a little fun. I guess that's where everybody's at tonight. But anyway, I'll be getting off here very soon. Joining that as well. Get on the chat fun there. All right, well, take care, Alan. Maybe I'll see you on the chat later tonight. How do you get the dark blue-green look to Kentucky bluegrass? The answer is iron. Iron is what makes your lawn that dark blue-green look that we always want. Hence the name Double Dark, because the reason we call it Double Dark is because the two products we put down contain iron. When we contain them together, we are essentially creating an equation of Double Dark. Appreciate your time, bud. Thanks for coming on. No problem. Striper Man, have a good night, Jake. Out. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much for tuning in. All right. Well, I guess this will be a great place to end it. I appreciate all of you guys for sticking in with me. It was really fun. Once again, this show is just it's awesome to be able to sit down and answer all your questions live in real time. So, yeah, man, I love doing this. And yes, I promise we will be doing something at live. We will be doing something at Lawncology. Stay tuned for that. Coming up, the dates here, February 20th to the 22nd. I will be there all the hours until the event is over. So stay tuned for the live event coming that Friday, as well as a couple more shows leading up to that. So with that, I'm Jake the Lawn Kid. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys this Sunday, hopefully, with a new video. Later.